In this video I'm going to demonstrate how to use the shatter action. So inside Photoshop here, the first thing we want to do is open up a photo to work with. Now it's important that your layer looks like this, that it's set as the background layer. If you open up your photo and it's called something and it's not locked, not set as the background layer, to do that, select the layer, go to layer, new background from layer, and it'll convert it to the background layer. So next up we want to load the action, so we go to the window menu, get our actions panel up, and we want to go up the top here and select load actions, select the shatter.atn file and it will appear here. Okay. So now the first step to get this action working is that you need to create a new layer called brush, all lowercase. If anything's uppercase the action won't work, so all lowercase. So now you want to grab a hard brush, so if I just hit B on the keyboard to get a brush tool, right click, make sure you're using a hard brush, just select any color you want, and generally the idea is where your brush is where you're going to shatter on your photos. So I'm just going to brush in, along here, on his arms, a little bit up here. Here. Okay, something like that. And when you're happy with that, just select the shatter action. I'll explain what the graded action does a little later on. So select the shatter action and hit play. Now you'll notice that it's asking to place a file into our Photoshop file. So what you want to do here is to select a texture inside the texture folder. So if I select any one of these, it will place it inside our design, but you notice the action won't continue yet. It's asking us to move it into position. So what you want to do is basically move this texture over the area that you painted. Now the reason why I've done this action with textures is because you can get a lot of different results. So if I leave it like that, I'll get a result. If I rotate it a little bit, that'll be another result. That'll be another. That'll be another. If I scale it up, that'll be a different result. So you can get lots and lots of different results. So just experiment. If you run this action and you think you can get better results, then just try using a different texture, adjusting the scale, rotate it, whatever. So when we've done that, just hit enter. The action will continue to play. The action will take about 30 to 40 seconds from here, so I'm just going to fast forward the video to get to the result. So here's our result. Now we'll just close the actions panel and take a look at what the actions created for us. So we have the shatter parts folder. You turn that on and off, so that has all the pieces inside. So you'll notice that the folder has a layer mask, a folder mask. So if I just grab a black brush and brush into this mask, you can just erase some shatter parts if you don't want them. So that's that. Layer below, contrast. If you double click on this, you can adjust the brightness of the shadow parts, just like that. Now the layers below, these layers here, they're all the individual shadow parts, so you can move them around if you want. You can also duplicate them. You can duplicate the entire folder if you want to create more parts. So if I just select these, drag them out, I've got a lot more parts ready to go. Okay, so that's all there is to it. Just quickly, these bottom three ones, 11, 12 and 13 blurred, these are the big blurred shapes that appear like they're coming towards the camera, so you can, if I move them around, you can see those ones there. Okay, so that's really all there is to the shatter action. So you just brush in where you want it to appear, place the graphic, and see what result you come up with. Now if I go back into the actions panel, I've set up this action called graded. Now what this will basically do is flatten all our layers, and it will add a lot more contrast to our photo and sharpen the details, so to make everything pop a lot more. So let's go ahead and do that. So just select graded, hit play. So you can see what it's done. Now if I just zoom in around here, and so you can see the main layer that's created is contrast plus sharpening down here. So if I turn this on and off, you can really see the difference there. It brings out a lot of details. So you can use that if you want. I've also set up in the action 10 color options, so you can just flick these layers on and off to see if any of these colors suit what you're working on. You can also, combine the layers, turn multiple ones on and off. Alrighty, so that's all there is to it. I hope you had fun using the action, and contact me if you've got any issues with it. Thanks.